Oh man, guys, 2 videos in one day? What is happening right now? Who is this person? So I'm drawing a dragon, and the cool thing about dragons is you can do so much with them. Like, you could do a scary dragon or a chibi dragon, you could do a bipedal dragon or a quadruped or even a noodle dragon. It just, there's so many variations of dragons. You've got like wyverns, and I'm not even gonna sit here and pretend like I know all the names of the dragons. I just know the one. That's the one name I know. That's all you're getting out of me. So I loved drawing this baby. Like, she's so cute. I started with her head. I usually, when I'm drawing, I start with the head and I just kind of like go from there. And I went up to her horns and I thought, like, well, how many horns do I want her to have? And I went with the magic number 4. Her eyes are so cute. I'm really, really proud of how she turned out. I mean, it could have gone bad, but it didn't. I love the shape of her snout. Like, she's kind of giving like a cat almost, I wasn't sure as I was drawing her body what route I wanted to take. I kind of went down to the tail, and then I thought, well, maybe at this point I was like, do I turn her into a noodle or do I make her chunky? I decided to go chunky, give her some nice thick back legs. However, like, her paws, I wanted them to look kind of cat-like. I gave her one of those, that weird extra little paw that cats and dogs have. I gave her one of those, and I don't know what they're called, but it's on one of her feet. So there's that. And like, her claws are out, so maybe she's not full cat, but she's still dragon, so the claws are out. And I thought, well, since I'm kind of going with this cat route, maybe I'll give her fur, So I put a lot of like long flowy hair on her tail, and then I almost gave her a scaled chest, but I thought since I'm going the fur route, I would do that instead and give her fur going down her neck and chest. She also has some rounded spines going from her tail all the way up her back to the top of her head, and even down her face a little bit. And I've always kind of struggled with doing things like spikes, because whenever you're looking directly at a spike, it just looks like a circle. It doesn't really have much shape to it. So I had to remember that. Like, on the parts where the tail is directly facing you, they kind of turn into these oval shapes. And it kind of, you gotta trick your eye into remembering that it's 3D, It's just one of those, like, I have things that I struggle with, and that was just one of them for me. Like, I hope this registers visually that these are spikes and not just weird ovals. I didn't want to give her wings. I probably could have gave her wings, but I didn't want to fuss with drawing wings, especially since I just drew wings on Cthulhu. So I kind of skipped that. But not every dragon has to have wings. It's not like necessary. And that, like I said, is the cool thing about dragons, is like, you can do all kinds of designs with them, and just really make it fun and make it your own. I remember when I was younger and I had just started drawing, I used to draw angels and fairies and dragons a lot, and like, my dragons look like trash. Okay, well, my art just looked like trash in general back then, but yeah, like, the things have gotten a lot better as I've aged and developed my skills. So I'm really proud of where I am today. The dragons look a lot better. And this is the first time I've drawn a dragon with this style of face. And I wanted to stick with the theme I've been going for all of these coloring pages, is I wanted it to be cute. Very cute, very friendly. I'm not going with any scary drawings. I want everything to look very fun and childlike, you know? And I really, really hope that the users on the website like these drawings. I just sent the first batch to Doodle. So he got five pictures. He saw them. He said he absolutely loved them. He said that the wizard might be his favorite. And then I was telling him about how I was recording the audio for that video and how I wanted to do like the wizard getting up in the morning and stuff. But I'm going to do that on my own, and it won't be for his website. It'll just be mine. And I was going to do that in my marker book. So that'll be hand drawn and hand lined and stuff, and I'll color them and everything. So I'm really excited to do that, actually. Like, I'm looking forward to that piece. Maybe I'll make him look like a little more scraggly, you know, like he just woke up and everything's just really out of place. I don't know. I'm gonna do a couple of practice sketches before I come up with what I'm gonna put in the book and before I start recording. So I'm gonna sit down and kind of brainstorm like what I want to do with them, you know. Maybe I can record the sketching process too and just kind of show that. I mean, it's good to learn, like for people who are watching the channel and maybe they want to get some ideas on how to do thumbnails. That might be good for them to show the creative process, you know. Not every time do I do thumbnails, like drawing out little sketches and stuff. Usually like 9 times out of 10 I'm just kind of making it up as I go along. And oftentimes I'll have like reference pictures to give me inspiration, but not every time. It just kind of like, it depends on my mood and like if I've already got a big idea in my head or not, you know. Like for Cthulhu, I did pull up references for him, but like for the dragon I didn't, you know. I just kind of went off of what was in my head and just kind of made it up as I went along, you know. But it doesn't ever hurt to sit down and do some practice sketching. So yeah, like I might record that. We'll see. But in any case, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the drawing process and my ramblings. I hope y'all have a great rest of your night, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.